4 a.m. While most people are still deep asleep, my day is already beginning. This was what my typical work day looked like. Waking up at 4 a.m., leaving home by 5 a.m., spending almost an hour on the road getting to work, working throughout the day, and sometimes spending 2-3 hours trying to get back home. So come with me. Let me show you what a normal work day looked like for me. Actually, this is 4 o'clock. I don't know because I'm using front camera, so it's somehow this 4 o'clock, and I just want to vlog my day today and show you how I leave the house in the dark and still come back in the dark. I call my job 5 to 9. I don't call it 9 to 5 because now I'm waking up by 4 and I'm preparing already to go to work. My day usually started around 4 a.m. and honestly, waking up at 4 a.m. wasn't always easy. There were days when I just wanted to turn off the alarm, pull the blanket over myself and sleep for another 2 hours. But somehow, I had to get up because if I wanted to leave home early enough, I had to start early. One thing I usually didn't want to skip was prayer. Before the rush of the day began, I like having that quiet moment with God because when your day is going to be this long, you need more than just physical strength. You need grace, you need strength, you need God. So before anything else, I prayed. Then it was time to prepare for the day. I had actually started cooking beans the previous day, so one of the first things I had to do this morning was complete it. Imagine waking up at 4 a.m. and the first thing you have to do is finishing your food because you know you have a long day ahead of you. But this was part of the routine. And of course, I had to pack my food. This was one thing I really missed because when you're leaving home very early and you're probably not going to return until late at night, you have to plan ahead. And honestly, packing food wasn't just about saving money. It was also about making sure I had something to eat during the day. So, food packed, bag ready, and it was time to leave. This is how everywhere is. Everywhere is usually very quiet. Probably you hear crickets talking. I'm not using my mic, so I don't know if you can actually hear me properly. But this is how when I leave the house very, very early. By exactly 5 a.m., I was out of the house, and this is where the real journey began. The streets were still dark, and most people were still sleeping, but I was already on my way to work. There are actually a particular part of the routine I didn't really enjoy walking through, especially at the time of the morning. It was still dark, and I'll be honest, sometimes I was scared. You're walking alone, the streets are quiet, and you're just hoping to get to the busy area quickly. So I will just keep moving because the earlier I got to this bus stop, the better. So I'm actually looking. There's usually a dog on the streets. Yeah, you know, that dog just barks. Today's not been barking. It's just there lying down. So, but you can't come close. So I think just for for security reasons, the dog sits in front of its owner's house. I'm out there. Eventually, I got to the bus stop, and from there, I took a bike to Bega. At this point, the city was beginning to wake up. More people were coming out, more vehicles were appearing, and everybody seems to be heading somewhere. Yesterday, you didn't come outside.
Give me problem.
Yeah, what?
My bike.
Okay, bike. Sorry.
Better one.
Then came another part of the routine, waiting for the staff bus. Sometimes I wait for about 10 to 15 minutes, and honestly, when you're already awake since 4 a.m., even 10 minutes can feel long. But eventually, the bus would arrive, and that was when the next phase of the journey began. Once I got into the staff bus, I finally had a little time to breathe. Sometimes I would just sit quietly. Sometimes I would look through the window, and sometimes I will bring out my phone and record a few clips, which is actually why you are seeing some of these videos. because even in the middle of all the routine, I was still trying to document my life. From Bega to the island could take up to 40 to 50 minutes in the morning, and depending on traffic, it could feel even longer. But there was something interesting about watching Lagos wake up. People rushing to work, buses everywhere, cars everywhere, everyone chasing something, everyone trying to make it somehow. And I was one of them. Eventually, I got to work. From here, the day really started, and there were tasks to complete, people to attend to, things to handle, meetings, work, and more work. Honestly, some days were so stressful, and by the time you realize it, the morning is gone and the afternoon is gone, and suddenly it's already evening. Even this day, I actually forgot to record at the office because I was so busy. I forgot to record while even eating. The intention to record other sessions for this video sake, but I could not because of how hectic the workload was. Then finally, it's 6 p.m. closing time. At this point, you would think the day was over, but not really, because there's still one major challenge waiting for me: getting home. The true journey back home. I entered the staff bus around 6 p.m. and the journey back to the mainland would be a completely different experience. In a good day, maybe an hour and 30 minutes. On some days, 2 hours. And on those really bad Lagos traffic days, sometimes even 3 hours. 3 hours just trying to get home. And this is one thing about Lagos. You can leave work at 6 p.m. and still be on the road at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., sometimes even later. You are tired, you are hungry, you just want to get home. But the traffic doesn't care. It keeps you there. So you wait, you sit, you scroll through your phone, you listen to music, you think about life, and eventually you got home. Even sometimes you read books. I had a time, a friend of mine got home by 2 and she still had to resume work the following morning. How do you rate that? After everything, I finally go home, and honestly, by this point, I was exhausted. Remember, I woke up at 4 a.m., left the home at 5 a.m., spent almost an hour getting to work, worked throughout the day, closed at 6 p.m., and then spent another 1 hour or two, sometimes three, getting back home. And then the cycle starts again the next day. Looking back at this routine, I realized something. Sometimes we look at people's life and only see the results. We see where they are, we see what they have achieved, we see the good moments. We don't always see the mornings they had to wake up early. We don't see the long journeys. We don't see the tiredness. We don't see the days when they didn't feel like showing up. We don't see the sacrifices. And sometimes, success is simply showing up again, even when you're tired, even when it's uncomfortable, even when nobody is watching. You just keep going because you believe that where you are going is worth the journey. So, this is a typical day in my life from 4 a.m. to late at night. It's not always easy, but it's my reality, and I decided to document it because I know that one day I will look back at this video and remember this season of my life. I will remember the early mornings, the long journeys, the traffic, the stressful day, and hopefully, I also remember that I kept going. If you're also in a season where you are working hard, building something, chasing a dream, or simply trying to figure life out, keep going. Your current season is not your final destination. Thank you for spending the day with me. I'll see you in the next vlog. So thank you for watching to this moment. Thank you for watching to this moment. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next one.